In Module 5, we'll be talking about SQL injection. So what exactly is SQL injection about? SQL injection or SQLi is an attack technique which utilizes SQL queries for backend database manipulation in order to gain access to information that was never intended to be shown publicly, including sensitive company data, user list, and customer details. SQL injection attacks can have lasting repercussions for businesses. A successful attack could lead to unauthorized viewing of user list, removal of entire tables, and in some instances, administrative rights being gained on databases, all highly disruptive to operations. Due to being unaware of the data being entered, the source typically treats it like any standard query and responds appropriately. This may prove hazardous if code being inserted is capable of overtaking and sending unexpected results back. Calculating the potential cost of an SQLi, it is critical to take into account any loss in customer trust, which includes personal data such as phone numbers, addresses, or credit card details to be compromised and stolen. Moving on to the types of SQL injection. There are three main types of SQL injection as follows: in-band SQLi, inferential blind SQLi, and out-of-bound SQLi. In-band SQLi refers to a form of SQL injection in which an attacker receives direct results directly through the communication channel. For instance, if they launch an attack through their web browser, then the result will also appear on that same browser, commonly referred to as the traditional SQL injection. Take this example of an in-band SQLi injection. Imagine a web app that requires users to log in by entering the usernames and passwords into a login screen. An attacker then attempts an SQL injection attack using that login page as bait by offering their information as though they are authenticating users through another channel. Example, that can be email address or a login form. The application that uses the following SQL query to authenticate users, the application takes the username and password values the user enters and puts them into this query to check for a match in the database as shown on the screen. Imagine an attacker trying to access all the username and password stored in a database. They could do this by tricking the application into running a different SQL query than the one that was intended. One way to do this is by entering something into the username field that modifies the original SQL query. For example, they could enter the following code as shown on the screen. A dash dash at the end of the injection comments out the rest of the original query, making the injected query the entire query. The or 1 is equal to 1 part of the injection always evaluates to true, so the query returns all the rows in the user's table. The second part of the injection selects the passwords of all users and returns them to the attacker. The above mentioned example is an in-band SQL injection attack because the attacker can get the results of the injected query through the same channel, that is the username field that they used to inject the SQL code. The in-band SQLi is further divided into the following subtypes. Error-based SQLi. In error-based SQLi, an attacker takes actions which cause the database to generate error messages, using this information to gather insights to its structure, as can be shown on the screen. Example of an error-based SQLi. Imagine an attacker wanting to get information about the database structure. They could do this by injecting a SQL code into the ID field. For example, they could enter the following. This injection modifies the original query to this. The injected query then combines the original query with another query that selects the information schema table, which contains the information about the database structure. The 1 in the injected query represents a dummy value that allows the union operator to work. Union-based SQLi. On the other hand, this technique leverages the union SQL operator, which merges multiple select statements generated by a database into one HTTP response that could contain data exploitable by attackers. For example, if this is the original query, they could enter something like the following as shown on the screen. The injected query combines the original query with another query that selects the username and password fields from the user table. The null values represent dummy values that allow the union operator to work. Now when the application runs this injected query, it will return the results of both queries, the information about the product and the selected information from the users table. The attacker can then view this information in the HTTP response and use it to obtain the usernames and passwords of all these users in the database. This is an example of a union-based SQL injection attack. The attacker uses the union operator to combine the original query with their query to obtain sensitive information from another table in the database. Second one being inferential blind SQLi. An attacker employs inferential or blind SQLi to gather more information on server structure by sending data payloads to it and monitoring its response behavior. This technique is known as blind SQLi since no information from website databases reaches attacker, thereby concealing details regarding an ongoing attack attempt from them. For example, let's say there is a search form that allows users to search for products by name. The web application uses the following SQL query to retrieve the details of the product based on its ID. An attacker can inject SQL code into the ID field to infer sensitive information about the database by inputting the following string. This injection modifies the original SQL query to the following as shown on the screen. This injected query doesn't return any data directly, but it does affect the behavior of the application's response. If the result of the injected query is true, the application will return the product details as normal. However, the application will only return something if the result is true. Blind SQLi injection depends on the response and behavior patterns of a server for execution. As a result, these attacks tend to take longer but still prove potentially dangerous. Blind SQL injections can be divided into two subtypes, which are as follows: Boolean attack and time-based. Discussing the Boolean attack, in Boolean attack an attacker sends a SQL query to the database, prompting an application to return an answer that depends on whether or not their query was false or true accordingly. Either information within a HTTP response will change depending on its outcome, allowing an attacker to deduce whether their message is generated true or false results. Example for Boolean attack: suppose a hacker tries to log in with the username admin and a password as password. They can inject the following input. This will modify the SQL query to the following. In this query, the 1 is equal to 1 condition will always be true, so the query will always return to all users including the admin account. However, because the results are not displayed on the website, the hacker must use other techniques to determine whether the attack was successful. To check if their attack was successful, the hacker could inject queries that ask questions with a true or false answer. For example, they could inject the following query. If the website takes longer to respond to this query, the database has 10 users. If the response is faster, there are fewer than 10 users. This technique can gather information about the database and find vulnerabilities that can be identified. Next, moving on to the time-based SQL injection, an attacker sends an SQL query to the database that causes it to wait several seconds before responding, enabling them to determine whether their query is true or false and determine if an HTTP response should be generated immediately or within an expected waiting period based on its result. They can use this response from their message and deduce whether it's true or false status without needing the data from the database. Example of time-based SQLi: suppose a search page takes a search term as input and returns matching results. The SQL query that retrieves the results might look something like this. Now suppose an attacker tries to search for products using the search term. This will modify the SQL query to the following. This injected query includes the sleep 10 function, which causes the database to pause for 10 seconds before responding. This injected query is true if the search page loads for 10 seconds or more. If it loads quickly, it means that the injected query is false. This technique can infer information about the database such as the number of records in a table or a column name. An attacker can gain and gather information and exploit the website's code vulnerabilities by injecting queries that take longer to execute for true conditions. So moving on to the next one, out-of-band SQLi. So out-of-band SQLi injection is a type of SQL injection attack where an attacker is able to extract data from a database without the retrieved data being directly returned in the application's response. Instead, the attacker typically establishes a separate communication channel to retrieve the data, making it less detectable than traditional in-band SQL injection. An attacker may only employ this form of attack when specific features on the database server used by web applications are enabled, primarily as an alternative to inferential and in-band techniques of SQLi. For instance, let us consider a scenario where a web application accepts user input via a search bar and displays the results on the web page. The application uses a SQL query to retrieve data from the database, and the SQL query is constructed using user input without proper input validation. To conduct an out-of-band SQL injection attack, the attacker may send a crafted HTTP request to the vulnerable application, including a SQL injection payload in the search bar input field. The payload can be a specially crafted SQL command that executes an external command to retrieve sensitive information from the system and sends it back to the attacker's server via a different communication channel.